Minasan, konnichiwa. Hey friends, how are you? Welcome to Saral Japani YouTube channel. This is a place where we talk about Japan and Japanese. This series is the series of Japanese lessons for beginners, and we have covered a long journey so far, and today is the 107th lesson of this series. And in today's lesson, we are going to discuss about 6 popular Japanese proverbs. Proverb is called Kotowaza in Japan. And as you can see on the screen, there are two interesting pictures here. So we will see how these are part of the Japanese culture and how these are related to two of the proverbs that we are going to discuss today. So let's begin. So lesson 80. In lesson 80, we introduced the meaning of Kotowaza, that is proverbs in Japanese, and we learned four proverbs. And these are those four proverbs. Sarumo kikara uchiru, which means even monkeys fall from trees. Ishi no ue ni mo sannen, that means 3 years on the stone too can make the stone hot. And isseki nicho means killing two birds with one stone. And kaeru no ko wa kaeru means the child of a frog is always a frog. So if you didn't attend that class or if you didn't watch that video yet, then I would suggest you to go to the playlist called Japanese Lessons for Beginners and watch lesson 80. So that will give you the details of all these four proverbs. So four proverbs we have done, and we will continue with the fifth proverb in today's lesson. So the fifth proverb and the first one for today's lesson is Nana Korobi ya Oki. So four words, simple, just only four words for this proverb. Nana Korobi ya Oki. So out of these you can see Nana means seven, as you already know. Nana or Shichi. Korobi, and then we have the numeral 8 here. So 8, although we call it Hachi more popularly, but another reading is Ya. So this is the Onyomi reading has come here. O Hachi or Ya and Oki. So Nana Korobi Ya Oki means fall 7 times, rise 8 times. So 7 and 8 here, and these two are the verbs, as you can guess, because Korobi is fall. That means this is from the root verb korobu, and oki is the same as okimas, that is to wake up. So we have discussed oki or okimas in terms of waking up from sleep, but here the meaning is not waking up from sleep, but to get up when one has fallen down. So what does this proverb mean? So it is easy to guess. Fall 7 times, rise 8 times means don't be afraid or ashamed of falling down. That means don't be ashamed of failures or when you make mistakes. So it is okay to make mistakes, or it is absolutely fine to fail in a test or in something. But more important, what is more important is to strike back and then succeed. That means it is okay to fall down 7 times, but it is more important to get risen up. That means to wake up. Even if you fail, even if you do something wrong, then it is more important to correct yourself in life. So that is what is more important, and in that way you can succeed in life. So from where does this proverb come from? Nana korobi ya oki. So as you can see here, this is a peculiar face. So this is very important uh, doll, I would say, in Japan, which is called the Daruma doll. So this is a special facial doll of Japan called the Daruma doll. It basically represents the first Buddhist monk who arrived in Japan. So as you might know that Buddhism came to Japan from China. The Buddhist monks traveled there. Even they started their journey from India, and via via China, they reached Japan and spread Buddhism there. So this doll is in acknowledgement to that. So this doll basically represent that Buddhist monk who arrived in Japan for the first time. So this is the Daruma doll. Now As you can see, only the one eye is painted and the other eye is left as is. So why that is so? This is because as per the Japanese tradition, people keep this doll in their homes, and whenever there is some good news, that means someone has achieved something or someone has acquired something, then as part of their celebration they paint the other eyeball. So in that time they will paint it black, the other eyeball as well. So this is a very peculiar tradition of Japan. Now, how does this doll represent Nana Korobi ya Oki, fall 7 times, rise 8 times? How? So since this doll is spherical and specially designed in such a way that even if you push it in any of the sides, it again comes back to its original position. So you cannot knock it down. So it will bend in all the sides if you move it, but ultimately it will again come back to its original stable state, which is this state. So that's why it means that even if you make it fall, it will again rise itself up. So it literally cannot be knocked over no matter how hard you try, which is a reminder of persistence. So this proverb is basically gives the message of persistence in life, that you should remain persistent, you should not get deterred, or you should not get disturbed or influenced by your failures, but you should rise up and succeed in life. Nana Korobi ya Oki. Now next is Kotowaza 6. Roma wa ichinichi ni shite naraz. So can you guess what it could be? So you can see here katakana. So that means Roma is a foreign word. And if I tell you what is Roma, then I'm sure you will be able to guess what this proverb is. Roma is Rome. Rome, the city in Italy. Yes, that's right. Rome wasn't built in a day. So Roma wa ichinichi means one day, and Stenaras means wasn't built. So we will see how Stenaras gives the meaning of wasn't built in the next slide, but on this slide we bring you the meaning of this proverb, although you know, because this is a very popular and common English proverb. Rome wasn't built in a day. That means good things take time to happen or take time to create. Don't hurry, else you will spoil the work. The work won't be of high quality if done hurriedly or quickly. You won't succeed if you take a shortcut, and have patience in life. Friends, this is an extremely important proverb when it comes to learning Japanese. You might have seen there are many YouTube channels who claim that you can learn Japanese in 1 hour, in 4 hours, in 1 week, in 30 minutes they can teach you hiragana. So uh, all these lucrative uh, uh, offers are there on the social media, but you have to apply your own brain. So is it possible to learn a language in 7 days, friends? It's not possible. So if you want to learn Japanese properly, then you have to give time, you have to have patience, you have to learn it slowly, because if you learn too many things in short time, then you will forget them in the same quick rate. So you have to assimilate the things, you have to digest the things slowly, so that things get embedded in your brain. So that's why this is a very appropriate proverb when it comes to learning a new language. Rome wasn't built in a day. So Rome wasn't built in a day. That means if you want to do some work perfectly or of high quality, then you have to be patient and you have to do it properly, and which will take time. So now let's see what is shite naraz. So naraz is basically the negative informal form of the root verb naru. So naru means to become. So the polite version is narimas. That will you can relate more easily. Narimas, narimasen, then narimasen deshta or narimashita. So these are the forms of this verb naru, which means to become. Now you will say from where this naras comes. So this is basically the negative form. So negative form is again naranai, or this is the, or narimasen. Narimasen is the polite form and naranai is the informal. Then from where these naras come from? So naras is basically the old form of naranai. So in ancient time, naras, kind of the zoo form of this verb, the zoo form of several verbs, in fact, used to be in practice to indicate the negative form. So now in modern formal informal system we use nai, naranai, and in formal form we use narimasen. So since this proverb is coming from the olden time, so naras is the negative informal form of the word naru. Now what is shte? As we have discussed earlier as well, shte is the te form of the root verb suru, which means to do. So this we have discussed several times before as well. Suru, the same as shimas in formal form. So the te form has several different functions. So one function we had earlier seen, which is used for the present continuous or past continuous form, like nihongo o benkyou shite imasu. That means I am learning Japanese. So I am learning, that means is a present continuous tense. And if you say nihongo o benkyou shite imashita, that means I was learning Japanese. So shite is used to represent the present or past continuous tense. But in this case, shite is used, the te form of suru is used to conjugate two verbs, suru and naru. Now naru means to become and suru means to do. So if we combine these two, suru and naru, that means the te form of suru, which is shite, and naru, then it means to do plus to become, and that means to make it become or to make it happen. So Rome was not built, that means Rome didn't happen in a day. So to make it happen, someone has to do the work, right? Because naru is basically to become, automatically to become, but it is not becoming on its own, someone is doing it. So that's why the suru part also has to be added in front of it, and that's why it's shte naras. Since it is a negative form, was not built, that's why it's naras. Otherwise Rome was built in a day. Romuva Romuva ichinichi ichinichi ni shite naru. In that case it would have been like that, but since this is a negative form, so it is naras. So shite plus naras is to do plus to not become, that means to not make it happen. So in this way we have this proverb, Roma wa ichinichi ni shite naras. The next kotowaza 7 of this series is tatami no ue ni suiren. So tatami no ue ni suiren. So tatami no ue, so that means on the tatami. As you can, as you know, we have discussed this grammar earlier. Tatami no ue ni suiren. So what is tatami? Tatami is a type of Japanese mat, and suiren means practicing swimming. So suiren is the swimming practice. So that means practicing swimming on a tatami mat. Swimming practice on a tatami mat. Now what does that mean? Can anyone swim on a mat or a carpet? No, isn't it? So what does this proverb mean in that case? So before we go into the meaning of this proverb, let's look at tatami mat a little more. Japanese floor mat on wooden floor. So in ancient time, the Japanese houses used to have wooden floor, and since it's very hard to sit or lie down on a wooden floor, it hurts the back. So that's why they used to put kind of mat or carpet of special type, which is called tatami mat in Japan. And just like we use carpet area in our country to measure the area of the room or the apartment. In Japan also they use it and they call it tatami area. So tatami area means the carpet area of the house or the room. So it is used to measure the room area, and the builders, the real estate, they use this tatami area there. So that was an additional information, but what does this proverb mean now? Tatami no ue ni suiren. That means only attaining bookish or theoretical knowledge is not enough. So how does this mean? What does, like, how this message is conveyed through this proverb? Because here it is talking about practicing swimming on a tatami mat. That means ideally what one has to do to practice swimming or to learn swimming, one has to get into the water, right? In a swimming pool or in the river or a pond. But here they are talking of practicing swimming on a tatami mat. That means it's only a theoretical learning. So practical experience is equally important in life. Only reading books and only achieving theoretical knowledge will not serve any purpose in life. Gaining life experience is extremely important. In fact, it is more important than gaining bookish knowledge. So that's the reason why in ancient times philosophers used to travel a lot across the world. Instead of reading books, they used to travel, because traveling would give them the required experience and knowledge. So that was Tatami no Ue ni Suiren. I hope this is clear. And the next is Neko ni Koban. Neko, you already know, it's cat. Neko ni Koban, what does that mean? Gold coins to a cat. So what does that mean? What will happen if you offer gold coins to a cat? Will that be useful for the cat, or would that mean anything to the cat? No. So cats keep running after shiny or attractive objects. So even if you offer gold coin, it will start playing with it. It will move it here and there, and it will just uh, play with it. However, it's actually of no use to it. It's a wastage effort for the cat. Even if it plays with that, it's not going to serve any purpose. The actual value of gold coin is not known to the cat, and also the actual use of the gold coin will not be made by the cat. So that means wasted effort or useless effort. So what does that mean? Offer gifts to only those who can value them. That means you should gift something to your friend or any person who can appreciate that gift, who can understand the value of that, and who can appreciate it. So, for example, gifting a novel to an illiterate person, what will happen? It will be of no use. Even if you give a book to an illiterate person, he will not be able to read it. So, for him, that gift is useless. It doesn't make any sense to him. So, in English, we have a similar proverb called pearls before swine. Swine means a pig. So if you put pearls before a pig, it's again of no use. So it's a very similar proverb in Japanese, which is neko ni koban, that is gold coins in front of a cat. So don't give things of value to those people who would neither understand nor appreciate it. Some people do not understand because of their limited knowledge, and some people don't want to understand or don't want to appreciate it because they are jealous of you. So that's why always keep distance from such people. So this is that meaning that which is conveyed through this proverb, neko ni koban. Next kotowaza 9 is hana ga takai. This is again a very very important one. Hana ga takai. So hana means flower, but here hana means nose. So this is different. It's not flower hana, but it is the nose. So hana ga takai. So in one of the recent lessons, you must have learnt about takai, which is an adjective, adjective, which means high. So high in price or high in height. So here it is actually the meaning is high nose. So hana is nose and takai is high. So high nose, this is not the actual height or the length of the nose, but this is a proverb, so that will have some other meaning. So we will come to that. So high nose means the literal meaning is a long nose or a high nose, but the actual meaning may be both positive and negative, as you can easily guess. So the positive meaning is to feel proud of someone's achievement. For example, if someone's son or daughter gets some good award or gets admission to a very prestigious college or university, then then his parents will feel pride in that, right? So in that case, we can say that their parents have high nose. That means hanaga takai. But again, if a person is very arrogant and very proud in a negative sense, that means he doesn't care of anyone else, but he thinks that he is the best person around. So in that case, this proverb may be used in a negative manner for that arrogant person. So both positive and negative usage can be made using this proverb. Okay, so as you can see here, this cartoon character or animated character. So this is a very famous character called Tengu in Japanese folklore, also present in the Chinese folklore, which is a type of mischievous supernatural being. So this is a mythological character, and Tengu is sometimes considered the reincarnated spirit of one who was proud and arrogant in life. So that means he is the symbol of arrogance and the pride in a negative sense. So when this proverb originated, it actually meant this Tengu, because you can see the nose is long, it has peculiar ears, the eyes are looking very dangerous, and it's a very negative character, as you can easily guess. So from this long nose, this proverb came Hanaga Takai. So that means originally this proverb was a in a negative sense, but now it is used in both positive and negative sense. So Tengu ni naru, again naru. We have seen naraz, and we have discussed about the root verb naru, which means to become. So when someone is arrogant or someone is very proud of himself by ignoring others, that means this negative form, then we say Tengu ni naru. That means you have become a Tengu. Naru means to become, and Tengu is this character. So this proverb is also associated with the same Hanagatakai. So Tengu ni naru is also a proverb which is closely associated with Hanagatakai. Tengu ni naru, you have become a Tengu. So now let's look at two examples where this Hanagatakai may be applied. So this is a sentence using Hanagatakai. So you need not go too much into the grammar of this because it's a complicated sentence, but just to give you an example of how Hanagatakai may be used in a sentence, I am writing this. So, Musuko wa Tokyo Daigaku ni haitta node okasan wa hanagatakai. So, Musuko means son. So, Musuko wa Tokyo Daigaku ni haitta. That means son has got admission in Tokyo University. Node. So, Okasan wa hanagatakai. His mother is proud of him. Because the son got admission in Tokyo University, the mother is very proud. So here hanagatakai means proud of her son, and this is in a positive manner. Rippana muso ga ite okasan wa hanagatakai desho. Again a similar example. Rippana musu ga ite. That means you are a great person. Rippana musu. Rippana musuko. So here ko is missing. I'm sorry for that. Rippana musuko means a great son. Your mother must be proud. So desho is again a form of des verb, and desho means probably. So des means is, and desho means probably. So that means your mother must be proud. That means your mother is probably proud of you for you being such a great person. Rippa na musuko ga ite. You are a great person. Okasan wa hanaga takai desho. Your mother must be proud of you. So in this way, hanaga takai is used in positive sense. And tengu ni naru, this is negative sense. So last kotowaza for today's class is kao ga hiroi. Again, this is an e adjective as we have just discussed few days ago. Kao ga hiroi. Kao yani kao means face and hiroi means wide. So as you can see here, it's a very wide face, but that is only the literal meaning of kao ga hiroi. That is a wide face. But what does that mean? Wide ranging face? One who knows many people, that is one who is very well connected. So that means if someone knows a lot of people, then he has many connections and can get his work done very easily and all that. So this proverb is basically for those people who are knowing many people. So be very careful that this proverb doesn't mean that the person is very social or very outgoing. No, this doesn't give that meaning at all. It only means the person has many personal connections. So he may not be social, he may not be going to parties, or he may not be very outgoing, or he may not be having social gatherings every day, but somehow he is well connected and he has his personality is such that many people are known to him. So it only means the person has many connections. So one example is One-san wa doko itte mo o shiriai ni deaimasu. Kao ga hiroi hito desu. One-san wa doko itte mo. Wherever she goes, o shiriai ni deaimasu. She meets people she knows. That means wherever she goes, she finds people whom she knows. The meaning is that. So that means she has a lot of connections. She knows many people. Then that is the reason why when she goes to a party or somewhere, he always find at least one person who is known to her. So that's why One-san wa doko itte mo o shiriai ni deaimasu. Kao ga hiroi hito desu. So he has lot of connections. She has a wide face. So this is the proverb. So again, you need not be afraid of all these grammar because we have not done all this, but this example is just to give you an idea of how this kao ga hiroi proverb can be used in a sentence. So friends, that's all for today. We discussed six Japanese proverbs in today's lesson, which are very commonly used, and it's very important to learn about the proverbs when we are learning a language so that you get a flavor of their culture, their history, their mythology, and how they use those proverbs in literature. Otherwise, you will not understand the hidden meanings behind them. So I hope the lesson has been useful to you. We will meet again very soon in the next video, which may be in any of the playlists. So please keep watching our channel and do subscribe this channel if you have not done yet so far. Our address is youtube.com/@saraljapani. Till we meet again, arigato gozaimasu, matai masho.